The 404 challenge, according to the official Minecraft guide, is one of the oldest and most difficult challenges in Minecraft. However, since 2012, the seed on which the challenge took place no longer exists. As you'd expect, the challenge itself hadn't really been attempted in many years. Being a decent speedrunner, I set myself the challenge of surviving long enough to get 404 points from the infamous seed 404. And what I thought would take a few hours spawned a much longer journey that I'll almost certainly never forget. This is the story of how I beat one of the oldest and most difficult Minecraft records of all time. When you think of famous Minecraft seeds today, not many, if any at all, come to mind. But back in 2010, when Minecraft was still in beta, the community almost immediately latched onto a few specific seeds as its favourites. There was Murdoch, a beach spawn with mountains all around you, a seed which spawned its own subreddit, where people shared their builds while playing on the seed. Glacier was also considered to be one of the most popular, as it featured crazy world generation and floating platforms, almost a prelude to the amplified generation setting we have nowadays. 6849903145766763736 was also known for its beautiful overhangs and waterfalls, something very uncommon in today's Minecraft worlds. And lastly, with 26% of the vote, was the seed 404. 404 wasn't like the other seeds. It didn't boast crazy waterfalls or insane world generation like Glacier. Instead, when you load into the world for the first time, as I did, you're met with a barren desert, and to your left, a gravel pit. But underneath it lies what many consider to be one of the most complex and sprawling cave systems in Minecraft history. And so, on February 11th, 2011, a Minecraft player by the name of Neox posted this on the Minecraft forum, Iron Man Challenge Series 404. Welcome to the 404 challenge. With the coming of the 1.3 update and the new seed feature when creating new worlds, there have been a multitude of seeds searched in hopes of an epic world. Well, with the dreaded 404 there is just that. This world is filled with high mountains, cavernous terrain, and most importantly, a sinkhole. Here is where the challenge begins. As a footnote to the post, he also added a series of challenges to make your time in the cave more interesting, or accomplishing them would rack up points. Over the following months, thousands of players competed in the challenge until September 17th of the same year, when Minecraft's 1.8 update completely revamped terrain generation, rendering the challenge virtually unplayable. As far as I could see, the highest score recorded on the post was 273, set by a user named Ixon in March of 2011. And so, for the sake of nostalgia and my speedrunner's instincts, I found a download for the map and set out on my own journey to beat the high score. I came into day one full of confidence and belief that I could beat the challenge and be done with it all in one stream. I reckon we can get this in, 2 hours, 3 hours, no biggie. And with that, I set off into the 404 seed and began my first attempt, oblivious as to what I would face and what challenges I would have to overcome. Here's how the challenge works. As soon as you spawn into the world, you have to find until nightfall to gather resources. But as soon as night hits, you must break the gravel pit and live out the rest of the challenge in the depths of the 404 cave. As you progress, not only must you follow a very specific set of rules, but the entire point of the challenge is to rack up points through certain achievements. In researching this challenge and the tasks that would earn me points, I came to the conclusion that not only did I think I could easily beat the high score, but I also thought it'd be a fun adventure to try and get exactly 404 points. Because, it's the 404 challenge and all. That was a mistake, but you'll see why later. Since I was going into this blind, I had no idea what to expect, so I spent my first day gathering all the resources you usually would when starting a Minecraft world. Wood, stone tools, and some food. As I wouldn't be coming back here again, I needed to sustain myself without animals around, so I gathered some seeds and saplings to make farms underground. As nightfall approached, I knew it was time to make my way into the cave. So with one final look at the sunset, I broke the gravel and ventured into the cave, where I would spend the rest of the challenge. As I entered the cave, I realised that it was way too dark to see, so I made some torches. I wasn't allowed to place them though, so I held them in my offhand for the time being. Okay, yeah, this might be harder than I actually anticipated. Okay. I found a small nook which was lit up due to the nearby lava, and seemed safe for the time being. Interestingly, this happened to be the exact same place IBX Toycat chose his makeshift base when he attempted this challenge in 2018. After healing up with the few items I had, I nervously mined some iron and made a tree and wheat farm. I then made a nether portal for an easy 15 points, and after a quick near-death experience, I made a makeshift light source in the form of a lava lamp so that my farms would work. It was at this point where I decided to enter the nether, which, I did not realise at the time, was where I was going to be spending the most time while attempting this challenge. I made a beeline to the glowstone for 10 points, and then made my way back. Oh god. Okay, we run. We run. We run! We run! We run! We run! Okay. Okay. Oh! 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 Oh, I don't like this place. The run was going well for me, until something which I can only explain as a statistical anomaly happened to me. I'll just let this clip play out for you guys. That was a lot of mobs. That was a lot of mobs. Let me just mark. No, you should have blown up. Fun fact about this death. Since I wasn't allowed any torches, I was using fire to light my path. Now it just so happens that this motherfucker happened to shoot his arrow in the exact same spot, so it went through the fire and hit me square in the chest. Now this would have been bad enough, if not for the fact that he proceeded to shoot another fire arrow into a creeper that just happened to be right next to him, both instantly lighting the creeper and shooting him right into my goddamn path. Now bear in mind boys, this was my very first attempt at the challenge. So I decided to leave the challenge for the night for my mental health to recover, and came back the second day fresh and ready to get this challenge. We're not going to die, because as you all know, I am the best speedrunner on the platform, well known by everybody. Here we go. Here we fucking go, boys. I don't like the look of that guy, or that guy. Well, I'm going to have to face one of them, so let's just go. Oh, fuck! If I hear that thing yell, you know what I'm doing. No. Please, please. To get 404 fucking points in this map, I swear to God. Dude. How did you... Oh god. And I was looking hopeful until this skeleton came charging at me. I was now 3 days into the challenge, and every single time I thought I was getting close. I always fell short. I was starting to believe that this game would find new ways to screw with me, that the forum posts lamenting the difficulty of the challenge were all but painfully accurate. And then came day 4. Today's day 4 of the 404 challenge. I said I was going to get it done on day 1. Whilst I was going slightly insane, I came into day 4 with a Hail Mary. I realised that if I was ever going to beat this challenge, that I was going to have to go off the rails. In many of the previous runs, I saw people spending far too long in the caves itself, but with the constant threat of creepers and fire skeletons looming, I realised I wasn't going to be able to rack up the points in the cave. So, as I ventured into the nether on day 4, I knew I would not be coming back. I think we were ready to go. My points tally was slowly growing, but I knew all too well that at any point it could all go away. There we go. There's the horde. And after several failed attempts and exceptional deaths along the way, this happened. 3, 2, come on, 1! Let's do this, boys. Let's go! Yes! Let's go! Holy shit, man. And that was it. After 4 days, many attempts, over 5 hours inside that cave, I had finally done it. I'd finally beaten one of the oldest and dearest challenges in Minecraft. But after beating the challenge, and swiftly deleting the world in a so-called spiritual cleansing, I felt a weird sort of dissatisfaction. After all, as a speedrunner, I had played out the challenge, looking to cross off achievements and rack up points as fast as possible, without any regard for the original purpose of the challenge, to survive as long as possible in a dark cave. And although I may now have the record in some unofficial book, I feel like I, at least to some degree, did the 404 challenge and its previous untouched sanctity a disservice. And so, if any of you guys decide to relive a part of the golden age of Minecraft, I highly encourage you to try out this challenge the way it was originally intended. And in case you do, I leave you with its backstory from 10 years ago, when the challenge was first conceived. You create a new world, and with a new world comes a responsibility. You have to gather resources and find a safe place to spend the night. You hastily gather wood, coal, pork, and anything you can get your hands on. The sun is falling, and it is getting dark, so you decide to dig a hole into the ground next to some water. Your shovel hits the ground and sets off a massive sinkhole. You're plunged into darkness with no way out. You must now survive the 404 cave. If you want to see me try out more forgotten Minecraft challenges, check me out on Twitch and subscribe to the YouTube. And as always, if I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.